at 401 Hadley Avenue in Dayton, Ohio. So Wood. On a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for mainly structural issues, but anything that would be concerning to the buyer. Our access is a floor clean out here, as the line is exiting the house in the rear. It's the rear right corner of the house if you're facing it from the front, from Hadley. And there is a stack about 10 feet inside the just upstream of here. Tried to get it open, but it wasn't short of chiseling it out. I'm unable to get it open. So I will try again after we do the remainder of the line. But it is cast iron from that stack over to this point. Should switch over to most likely clay on the exterior. And cast iron is not a bad material. You can see it's pretty wide open as far as this section. It looks really good. Cast iron is a little more likely to cause soft clogs just due to the nature of the material. It's really rough. Now this is held shape really well, so it's pretty wide open, but I always recommend never to use wet wipes or anything other than toilet paper and natural materials through the line. As soon as we exit, it is going into clay. It looks like there's a downspout or storm tie-ins. As soon as it gets through the foundation, and looks like there's already a little bit of root intrusion. It's very, very common to have root intrusion on these clay lines like this. As you can see, there's connections about every 3 feet or so, and so there's just a lot of opportunity. The packing on those joints tends to shrink over the years, and so the finger roots start getting in. But that looked very minor. Nothing was down in the flow line, so it's not obstructing flow at all. So as we go out, hopefully there's some toilet paper right here. Hopefully once we get out past the house, there's probably some shrubs or something along the back of the house that are probably causing those minor amount of roots. Pretty common to have that little bit of lippage there also, as they slowly kind of turn the line down to get drop on it. Kind of rotate that in the connection, and you'll see there's a little bit of lip in the direction of the turn. And here we are dropping into the main. So the line looked really good structurally. I didn't see any major issues at all. The only thing we have is the little bit of root intrusion there right when it came through the right after it came through the foundation. But structurally, the line is in really good shape. So what I'm going to do actually, before I pull back, pause the video, run some water down the stack, and we'll see if we can get witness flow going through the line, and that way we can see, how the line is functioning and how well it's functioning as we pull the line back. So again, we're going to pause the video for a second. Alright. As we pull back, we're looking for any low spots. Any low spots will be highlighted by the water, sitting in those spots and filling up to overtake it. But the amount of time it took for the water to get down to the main was pretty short, so that's a pretty good pitch on it. Now that right there, that's not, the camera lens is only about a half an inch off the bottom of the pipe, so as long as you still have flashes like that, that's a pretty normal amount of water to have with the shower running. Kind of see the lines on the side of the pipe that indicate how high the flow gets.
All right, see ya.
Right there at those little edges there, that little bit of lippage I was talking about. They turn the pipe down. Another little spot right there. Yeah, you can see the water's edge is just there. It's about a half an inch, so nothing to be concerned about. Should be coming up on the connection, and there's the roots here. So it's very minor. It's not obstructing flow at all, like I talked about earlier, but it's something you are going to want to monitor. So that's where that very, very minor amount of roots. And so it's probably, like I said, there's probably some shrubs or something right outside the back door or something that are getting in essentially right at that first joint past the connection between the cast iron and the clay. And so the line looked great. It looked really good structurally. I didn't see any issues at all. Was that little tiny bit of roots at about 15 feet on the video at least, so probably only about a foot outside the foundation. There doesn't require any immediate action. You may want to take a look in a few years and see if they've gotten any worse, but if it's small landscaping or something right outside the door here, it's not something you'll have to worry about for quite a while. But again, you might want to monitor it and maybe have the line looked at again in 5 or 6 years and see if there's any change in the amount of roots that are in the line. But right now it doesn't require any maintenance. The line looks wonderful structurally. And so I'm going to pause the video for a minute just to see if we can get that cap off, to see if we can do that 10 feet of cast iron. And see if we can run through that last little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're unable to get the that other cap out of the Y, but usually that's a good sign that they've never had to get into it to do any cleaning. And so the water's coming through at the same rate it's going in. You can see it was pretty heavily flowing down the line, so it is definitely open and flowing, and the overall structural integrity of the pipe is wonderful. So I would again maybe take a look at the line again in another 5 or 6 years, or if you see any sign of the water moving slow, but right now it doesn't require any maintenance and the line looks great. So that'll end the inspection at 401 Hadley Avenue in Dayton, Ohio.